Greetings, everyone! What's crackin'? Another VTuber Comic Club meeting, and with me I have Towershield and Valence the Voyager.
Hello.
Oh, you guys are unmuted.
Oh, we're unmuted. Hello.
Collab as well. I didn't get your links in the collab. Whoops. Let me, I forgot that part.
Oops.
I will
Uh-oh.
fix that in a... I'll just link it in chat, cause... Full scuff. We had a bit of a... This one... There you go. And Valence. Yes, everyone. How about you introduce yourself? Let's start from Tower.
How you doing, everyone? I am Towershield. I am the mostly indestructible below zero superhero. And on my left is my buddy Valence.
I'm pretty sure I'm on your right on the stream.
Character left.
Character left. Okay.
Look, we're not going to the paneling.
Hi. I'm Valence the Voyager. Energy efficiency experiment from the 1970s, locked in battle with entropy for a good 50 years. Now, very little better to do than read comics, left on the island.
Look, that's the best way to spend your days. You defeat the big bad, you get comics. Yes, today we are reading Kurt Busiek's Astro City. This comic was so phenomenal. Because, like, everyone knows Marvel, they know DC, but this... Honestly, it's not trying to rival them. It does its own thing, but it does is so well done. Not a comic, give to anybody. Like, you guys said it yourself, right? People are like, oh, how do I get into comics? There's so much to read. In this case, give them issue 1.
Yep.
So, what do you guys like about it first and foremost? Like, it was 6 issues we were supposed to read today. What was your favorite issue?
Favorite issue? Mine is issue 2.
Issue 2?
With the reporter.
And
yeah, the reporter one is wonderful. Busiek also, one of his more notable works is Marvels, which is also a reporter one. I'm a big fan of issue 4. Just trying to find the title of it. Safeguards.
Is that the one with Shadow Hill?
Yeah, that's the Shadow Hill one.
I think my favorite was, I really enjoyed the Wing Victory one. One where, like, with Sam and Aaron. Oh, well, so we should probably get into this comic before we talk about these people. Because they are, like, kind of like XPs, as it were, of, like, actual heroes. Like, this guy. Look on screen. He looks like... let me actually share the screen. There we go. You guys can see a live time. This guy looks like Superman, doesn't he?
Yeah, Samaritan.
Yeah. This is Samaritan. He is from the future, like a good pal, Power Nelson, who didn't make it, but he's in here. He is here in spirit, or maybe he's left a stitch behind when he was here last time. I don't know. One or the other. Look, his armor is very brassy. You can't really like. Look, I fought him once in CBT. It took me a while to forget that. Talking about the guy with no here. Oh no. But yeah. Also, the art is by, like, this is Alex Ross. You know, the just the wonderful painter of heroes. His stuff, phenomenal. Yes, going through the stuff. Busiek, Anderson, all good stuff, and Ross cover. Astro City. We start off with, you know, dreaming, because this is our superhero analog, and he wants to fly. That's his whole big thing. He wants to fly, but like the plutonium from Incorruptible, or is it Iridium? Parkwade stuff, he constantly hears the sounds of, well, alarms. He always wants to save people. Wants to fly, which is kind of good. All he can do is save people, which kind of good. I feel he can save people, not like a villain. There's never enough time. Never enough time to fly. Supposed to be free like a bird. I can understand if I was a bird egg, that would be. I don't know if I am. But being free and flying, pretty cool. It has powers. Like, shocking, at least. Yes. He's also works for, like, a newspaper, so further and foremost, this is peak. This is Clark Kent. This is Superman. What Superman
Hang
is?
on a second.
Well, kind of.
Don't mean to interrupt you,
Good.
but could you scroll back up to their use of the powers?
Oh, yes, sure, of course.
So, interesting thing here is Samaritan clearly a Superman.
He's Superman.
But here he is using energy powers, and this was 1995.
Oh.
And obviously, Superman famously went red and blue
Oh, yes.
and got
Yep.
electric powers, but that wasn't until 1998.
Wait a second.
So I do have to wonder.
Is there a connection?
I'm not sure that there is, but at the same time, like,
Predictions.
Astro City was kind of... I feel like the people writing Superman would have read Astro City, so it wouldn't surprise me if that was an intentional thing.
I was like, why did Superman go red and blue again? I forgot about, like... I know he, like, wasn't like he... No, he fought angels later.
I want to say that the split was like a result of it was an extenuating circumstance of him coming back from his quote-unquote healing coma. I don't remember.
The death of Superman. Doesn't that, like, anniversary happen soon?
Yeah. Yeah, it was like this month, actually. 30 years.
Oh, wow. 30 years ago.
Oh my god.
Imagine. You read that 30 years ago, and now, oh yeah, Superman's still alive. He had it out again. Yeah, it's the death of everybody they had for, like, Dark Crisis. Man, DC, they change and they never change. Which, good and bad. Yeah, we just get, like, our Clark Kent XP. He's not a writer, he's a fact-checker. But to do that, he just has, you know, a future robot, which kind of reminds me of, like, Booster Gold, kind of. In a way, it's just, like, he's from the future, so he has, like, a lot of future tech stuff. It's a very interesting mishmash of, like, it's not just Superman. Superman with a lot more stuff going on. Yeah, a running theme in this first issue is constantly time. How much travel time he gets, how much flight time can he have? A third of a second, 1.1 second, half a second, just flying from villain to villain, or like catastrophe to catastrophe. And in many ways, it really tells about, you know, the rigmarole of life. You want to slow down, take it easy, but there's always something more. Always something more. And so, we meet these are perfectly legal copies purchased with egg dollars. Don't concern. Yeah, we meet these designs. The honor guard.
I've got a perfectly legal copy right here in my hands. I simply lent it to Egg.
Yeah, there we go. Hey, Mechanica, welcome. Everyone good?
Hey, Mechanica, what's up?
We are just starting off with a discussion of Astro City, or I guess if we're Megamind, Atrocity. And Megamind was so good. Honestly, we're talking like hero media. Megamind's up there for, like, independently, like, done superhero stuff that still, like, captures the feeling of the medium itself. Yeah, look at all these characters we got. We have, you know, these designs are great, by the way. Like, that's one thing I love about, like, art here. Everything looks good. Kind of hard to see with his copy because it's just very shadowed, but kind of like we scroll down and see more. I like this, like, this, like, the way they look. Like, coloring is good. Is this like a? I thought it was like Green Lantern for a second over here. I think that
they have very pronounced and clear silhouettes. You can just see the outline and know who it's supposed to be.
Like the big cape, the ponytail, the shockiness. That's the thing. Like, hero designs are all striking at like Batman. That is like the peak silhouette hero. And this is our Justice League, the Honor Guard. And if you look at them, we have the Fencer. Honestly, I like the villains, you know. Lingerie gang, just like people with, like, animal heads. It feels very, like, older comic style. Like, you don't really, I guess like Pig, I guess would be a good one. Like, just animal-headed humans as villains. When's the last time
Yeah, it's very Terrible Trio. Actually, Terrible Trio do show up in Batgirl fairly often, for some reason.
Yeah, isn't there like a current? I have a backlog of that. I'm gonna spend part of my hiatus on that. I just remember, like, there's like a new Batgirl book that's like has actually all of them. It's sold out at the issue. Wait, they all have the same name. It can only be one of us, right? No, let's just have all of them. Let's get Cass, Steph, and Barb. Have them all just be Batgirl. Also, okay.
Yeah, I mean that does seem to be what they're tending towards these days, because you've also got Aquaman doing the same thing.
Which is honestly
It makes sense that they're doing it, because the Green Lanterns literally
Yes.
never had that problem.
Like, how many of them are there now? Let's see. Okay, let's go. Alan Scott. I mean, he's Green Lantern, but like the original.
Oh, there's 7
Yeah,
of them.
7. Okay.
So can't be any more while they're still using John stuff, because there's 7.
Oh yeah. And so yeah, got Alan, Hal, Guy, Kyle, John, Simon, Jessica. That new one from Far Sector that became canon. It's
Oh yeah.
Teen Lantern kind of, but not really, but kind of, but not really. Thorn stuff was terrible, don't bother. And there's that one kid, the other kid, that was from like Elseworlds that also might become canon.
Oh, the YA one.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, I don't remember their name.
Yeah.
Green Lantern Legacy.
Yeah, so we got like almost 10 Green Lanterns. If we can have 10 Green Lanterns, we can have 3 Batgirls. Other amounts, like how many like Wonder Girls are there? You got Donna Troy. Oh no. Let's actually avoid Donna Troy for a second. Let's not go in that background. Like that's like almost Hawkman too. Of like best of talking about the character.
I'm a diehard Hawkman fan. I think
okay.
Hawkman is not that complicated.
Not
He's only complicated like in a grand view.
In a grand view, like reincarnation, but at the same time existing.
Yeah, well, let's
go back to something.
I mean, that's the thing. It's only when you read it in Wikipedia form and not.
Actually,
you read the story sets up who Hawkman is, you're fine. You don't need to worry about it.
It's not a mess at all. We didn't have post-crisis having to deal with every single issue. It's fine. I love that comics now have this, which, actually this comic, Astro City, does not have these issues. This is a standalone thing. It's a branch out of one guy, not having to care about other authors, not having to care about other continuities, other like stuff going on. He just writes what he wants. It's very well done. And so we had to meet the whole the city. Just see how he is, goes. He's kind of lonely. That sets us up with this issue. Dude's lonely. He has like what, 5 seconds of flight time by himself. He has to save everybody's day. That would drive a man nuts. Like imagine if you had no downtime and you just constantly always be doing something. Like that's a good point. Like streaming every day of your life for every second.
Well, that's the thing. Like he has downtime. I don't want to get too ahead of it because I think it may discuss the origin of his powers later. But like he can definitely just kind of relax a little bit. But due to the circumstances of how he got his powers, time is a very much a part of him now. So it's hitting him pretty hard.
Yeah, as we learn in the future, he's a time traveler. Well, kind of. Does that count if you sit? I guess
he technically is a time traveler.
Yeah, I was say like you don't have to have the time travel powers to be a time traveler. Say like Marty McFly, he doesn't have the power to, but he does time travel with a car. Also, I just love this poster. It's so well done. Up in the air, it's a bird, it's a plane, really like a little bird. It's a star. I thought it was a bird when I first saw it.
On his chest. Yeah, it's kind of a star, but it's purposely cut off. I don't know what it's, but I don't know. Can't tell.
I feel bird.
Yeah, there's certainly like avian in that design. It is a little hard to tell what's meant to be going on with it.
Yeah, we see from this part, like he does everything. He'll take ships from the sea. He'll save cats from trees. But he slows down for it, and it almost costs someone their life. He can't rest. He always has to be moving. We learn from this, like, his powers, though. Like, Superman has his bioelectric field, which, like, oh yeah, how does Superman stop a plane and not go through it? Biofield. He extends energy. This guy does it, like, in stride, literally. Like, you see it as a note. It's always there, which, honestly, I like that. His powers are not just Superman. He doesn't have laser eyes, which is kind of, like, good. It seems like a lot of people just overdo laser eyes for Superman.
Homelander. Huh.
Oh man, the boys. I mean, I'm kind of glad at that because like people actually now read the comics of it is kind of good because like I always am glad when people read. It's just the medium needs it, to be honest. Like there's the pros and cons of accessibility. Games had that issue as well, but like comic wise, there's always the old greats to read. always people show people, hey, here's this. It might not be considered schlock, but like if you like it, you'll like it. I don't need to, be rude to other people's tastes. I'm kind of glad about that. Like, elitism is always just like nasty deal. Bird, see, bird imaging. It's free to fly, and one thing I really liked, like, is this. Scroll down, like he has this like trophy. Like trophy.
It's a trophy dimension.
Dimension even. I guess step sideways. Saying that reminds me of that new character. Well, new not anymore. When DC did the whole like, hey, we're doing a bunch of new comics that rip off the Marvel characters, and Sideways was basically like Spider-Man, and I miss Sideways. He was one of my favorite ones. Never got used again. But yeah.
I think he showed up in Bendis's Young Justice, but
that's
yeah.
I saw that. He was not for long. I am so glad Bendis claws were not in there. I think
a little. Sorry,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, please.
A little detail about the stepping sideways thing. Remember, this was in the 90s. At the same time, in tabletop, it was pretty popular for, like, it was Vampire the Masquerade and what was it, Werewolf the Apocalypse. In the Werewolf book, when they had werewolves had the ability to quote unquote step sideways, and they travel into like a shadow dimension to kind of get around unseen. So these happening around the same time and using that phrase step sideways to go to another dimension, I come on. Like, I'm not saying one took from the other here, but like same era, same exact, mechanics involved. I like that detail.
I kind of like how like comic writers don't just read comics, like nerd stuff as it were in that time. Like,
oh hell yeah!
They just have fun. Like the guys are having fun. That's what I like. They're just having fun writing their stuff. They're doing what they want. They're not like, as you saw from last time comic, but like they're not Eltingville. They're just like having fun. I'm making friends and so being able to like have a D&D night with your comic writer dudes, that probably was a good time back in those nights. But yeah, you scroll down. Look at how many he gets. That's a whole dimension just to trophies. Which, look at these trophies. They look so good. Like standing on the city, globe. Also, honestly, like it reminds me of Superman's like Fortress of Solitude. Also, the backgrounds, like the like arms or whatever, like this constantly like versions.
Yeah, the fractal. I guess just fractal pattern is the word for this,
yes.
but
and then just like wham, out of nowhere. Which his design is just darkness with a maw. He's basically born of his fear. The eye, like the 4 eyes, the wild hair. A good villain. Like, this is just such a well-designed villain. Like, a violent, destructive creature that lashes out at anything it threatens. It kind of reminds me of Doomsday. Like, if we're going this is Superman, this is Doomsday.
Well, it's not Doomsday because he just keeps beating it. I mean, some of the things they're clear with their XPs, but others not so much. This one to me reads very like Clayface. Solomon Grundy Clayface. Well, the thing that makes me say Clayface is the way that there's lots of things about how there's different incarnations of the enemy,
and some on the team even.
Yeah, I don't think Clayface had been good at the time, but I think that's one of those things. It's like it's not specifically Clayface. It's just the Clayface type.
Taking many forms, even twice with a marine pilot's mind. Super creatures. Being a member of the Honor Guard. These days, like so many annoying configuration. Like this one, like saying the word Marine just made me think of Jon Stewart. Oh yeah, Green Lantern. Oh, not quite. Although I think I'm trying to think of heroes that like take upon these powers, but the power can be. I reminded of like Brimstone, Curse of Brimstone, okay? But that's like way in the future.
This guy also has kind of like a parasite effect, like
weakening.
Oh yeah. There's definitely some parasite in him.
Yeah, every time he hits the thing, like he's getting weaker, and the other guy is getting stronger. So it's very much parasite. It's an amalgamation, and I like it.
It's so good. Like you have so many heroes that you can't amalgamate them in like modern comics, but like this time, be a free reign to do whatever you want. And like I just love a solution. Just gotta toss it in the sun. I mean,
I
it
mean,
doesn't make
nothing goes wrong with tossing stuff into the sun. Works for nukes, works for nightmares.
Well, it technically didn't work because he points out that as soon as he's far enough away from his like source of power, he just blips out.
Yeah.
So he tosses it at the sun in the hopes that it'll kind of stick, but it never does.
Yeah, I mean, it still wins him the fight.
It wins the fight. It's a good
Oh
finishing
yeah,
move.
it's still a KO, but it's like one of these days, one of these
It'll be
days.
back.
Ow,
Which
the
is
sun.
really good. I like how they explain like how like there's always the joke about comic books about the revolving prison. Oh, they keep coming back. It's a good explanation. Oh yeah, he keeps coming back because he's literally humanity's fear. He has to come back. Can't get rid of fear. I mean, I guess that has happened in comics before. Everyone lost fear. That's besides the point. Still though, my favorite part. You know what? 56 seconds of flight. Best day ever. Best day since March. Look how beaten tired he is. Like, this is a guy. Drawing is hard. He sleeps, and we go to the start of the issue. I dream. And for a first issue, self-contained, just being like, this is a good story. Already off the bat. Guys,
This is a very good intro to the character.
what kind of, he just wants to fly. We're now leaving Astro City. Please drive carefully. I love this little thing. It's such a small detail, but just, it feels well done. Kind of reminds me of the Far Side comics, like you're entering the Far Side, or like Twilight Zone, entering the Twilight Zone. In this case, we're leaving it.
Twilight Zone's pretty apt in this case.
When we get to the next issue. But, okay, so next issue is Silver Agent. It's the one you're talking about earlier about the, writer dude. Also, I just like we get ads. Some of these scans do not cut out the ads, which I understand why, but at the same time, some time periods you have to have the ads. I mean, in Golden Age story, I want to see the 50-cent bubblegum ads or the X-ray specs that totally work. I promise us they work. We believe they work.
I mean, for the Golden Age, 50 cents is like $300.
I mean, good point. And imagine back then you buy a comic for like a few cents. 100 years later, oh yeah, this is like worth $1 bajillion, by the way. Oh. Oh wow, all new series in summer of '95. Guys, next year. Summer's next year, right? I like Image Comics. It's nice to know that was good. The Max.
Oh wow, yeah.
Please, please, please. And here we go, some more.
Oh, I really like that bone ad.
Newest hero in the Image universe is not very strong. Oh yeah, Bone was. Yeah, Samaritan by Alex Ross.
That cape.
Cape is
Like, that cape is so weird.
it's like a toga, like a one-arm cape, but it's like still goes the full way.
Yeah, the other point is connected on his wrist. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
It gives him a very specific look
The
that
silhouette is very
is
strong.
removed from most Superman.
Yeah, it's its own cape, not Superman. This next page. We're not. Also, this is a Batman, like pure Batman.
Well, no, Silver Agent.
It's more like Guardian, I think.
Yeah,
Guardian.
very Guardian design, but I feel like also representative-wise, very Captain America.
Oh, yeah.
I like that we all have different like peaks of the character. The amalgamation takes from so much stuff. Yeah, I see the Guardian, like the shield. I just like the sharks. That's just like out there. Like, when the last time you saw attacking shark army in a comic book? I guess in Aquaman.
It's been a while.
If you read Aquaman stuff, you probably see it more often, but still, like, that's not a cape. It's just a blanket that got stuck to his clothes. Oh yeah, rushing late from work. Oh no, oh no, I'm late for work. Costume. That's fine. It'll fall off when I'm flying, right? It doesn't fall off.
I mean, during issue 6, it does turn out that that's not too unlike what actually happened.
And I just like we get some newspaper stuff. The rockets, because comic books and newspapers are very tied together. Because newspaper comics, and just Clark Kent being one in journalism was like being like very like not really mystical, but the regarded profession back then, like the muckrakers and all that. But it's kind of like it's just how comics and newspapers have like almost a symbioticness to them, how often they appear. Versus yeah, newspaper comics in general, which are the funnies are like a good page. Garfield is like top tier funnies. But yeah, this story in particular, so well done. It's like, oh hey, like you have a whole list of like stuff, but why is this one? It looks weird. It's not like it doesn't fit. Then the story of the past. Astro City was new. Rebuilt and renamed. I wonder what city it was before, huh? What city could this been? What city does every hero exist in, I wonder?
So hey, Towershield, you said that this was your favorite issue. Do you want to take the lead on this one?
Sure thing. So it starts off with a little recap of the pages where we get to where we're at. It starts off with some guy accepting a job at a newspaper, one of many in the city. And he's talking to the editor. The editor is telling him like, "Hey, loosen up. You don't got to call me sir. Call me my name. My name's Elliot." And the dude is just like he's going through Elliot's accomplishments because that's a big wall full of huge frame front page stories. But then that little tiny thing, like Mr. Krabs' first dollar, is just kind of sticking out like a sore thumb. And he's like, "What's up with this? It doesn't match." And so, like Egg said, he goes into the story about how that came to be. And it just so happens to take place in an era that's actually predates me. Um, it's very much like evoking the 50s. Look at the design of the cars, the design of the buildings, the ads, the smoking ads. Everyone's smoking, the flags everywhere. This is a bygone era. Look at that clock, that street clock, just kind of standing there, looking real background, but also out of place because you don't see that anymore. But he's kind of reminiscent about the old days, like traffic cops. You don't see them these days unless it's an emergency.
Also,
like
I didn't notice that when I was reading the issue. Now I'm like seeing it as everyone's smoking.
Oh yeah, everyone's smoking. Like the woman's walking with a cigarette in her hands. He's got one in his mouth. I thought for a second the cop had one in his mouth, but that's his whistle.
Yeah, that's a musical cigarette right there.
But then when you look at the villain designs, like back then, it was simple. There were simpler times, period, overall. Like even real life here. But look at the villain designs. It's just their regular clothes, but they've got the classic Western bandit outlaw mask over the face because that worked. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So that's what they're doing. And as the heroes and the villains, as everything gets more modern, their disguises get modern. And then we have this guy, this glorious bastard, who, for the record, I've never seen this guy before reading this. I immediately noticed the similarities. This is the biggest coincidence I think I've ever seen. I commend the guy for shopping at the same place I do, but it was great.
The helmet.
I'm actually working on a helmet that's very close to that, but I'm thinking of changing it up now.
No way, no one will know.
I mean, this helmet is also very Guardian.
Oh yes, definitely. This guy's like Guardian and Captain America put together, and he's very police themed. He's got the sheriff's star in the helmet, and the actual chest plates, if you look at him like dead on from the front, is a police badge.
Oh yeah.
So this guy, he's definitely is or was at one point a lawman. But Silver Agent, very reminiscent of the time period too, very Silver Age, in appearance and everything. Even
yeah, I do like that
haunts.
pun that he's the guy that brings in the Silver Age heroes.
Oh yeah,
and then his name is just Silver Age.
Yep.
But yeah, he shows up. He doesn't seem to have any powers. He's just very athletic. He's very strong. Gets the job done. Very very to the point. You can kind of see in that image there. It's kind of small, but if you squint and you look at his chest plate, that is a police badge through and through. And I like that. But this new reporter, Elliot, he just started a new job and he just saw a story take place in front of him. So yeah, he's like, I got a scoop. Get me in that phone booth. Kids these days are not going to know what that is. But get me in that phone booth. Yeah, I got a press pass. I need to like call this in.
Doctor Who thing?
And then, hmm? What? Oh
The
yeah.
Doctor Who thing.
No, those are place boxes. You're not
Ah.
even supposed to be
Well, no, these are.
I joke.
This is in the States. I don't think we really
Yeah.
had those here.
No, I'm saying that Doctor Who was a police
Oh,
box, not a
Doctor Who was a
telephone
police
box.
box.
Close enough.
Clearly, it's the Bill and Ted thing.
There-
Do kids
there
know
we
what
go.
Bill and Ted is?
They had a new movie recently, right? That people know it now, right?
Oh boy, I hope so.
Oh, there's a new Beavis and Butthead movie. There's a lot of stuff getting like sequels
Oh,
now.
God, yes.
Hey, it's Mike
But
Judge.
I like how this new guy, he pulls the, hey, I'm with the press, I need to use that phone, and then like he doesn't have a press pass. The dude just kind of like goes with it, like, sure, he's got, look at that hat. That's obviously press. And then someone with an actual press pass shows up. And I can't make out his signature. It's Jack something. But definitely, the very like
Mezkin.
hard cut face.
Right there. Jack
And
Mezkin.
yeah,
Yeah.
with the press pass and his hat, very very old school looking. And I clipped this image because that tattoo on his hand of a shield and two rifles crossed. I don't know what it means. I don't know if it's going to mean something later or not, but to me that looked like, hey, pay attention to me. I might be important. So I've filed that away.
I was
But
thinking.
Elliot's he's like, yeah, I got a scoop, and oh no, my senpai has got here, and I have to do what he says. So I'm gonna go down to this bar that's very conveniently close to work and caters to reporters called the Deadline. And I don't know if any of you guys have ever been in one of these places because these were on the way out as I was getting into this kind of scene. But yeah, there's no smoking and non-smoking section in here. The whole place is just a smoking section. Like practically everyone is puffing on something.
There's a fog in this thing.
Yeah.
There's an acrid haze in there. It looks like a hangout for reporters and whatnot, and he's all moping, and they're all just they're busting his chops because like, hey, new guy, you kind of got schooled. That's just the way it is. Them's the breaks, brother.
I like the backgrounds,
So-
like Japan surrenders,
yeah.
Commando K lost near Pyongyang. Like you can
Oh,
feel
yeah.
the history in the background. It's like everything is mattering.
Yeah, it's like World War II in this time period was not that long ago. Like maybe a couple of decades in the past. Like this is very much 60s. So, he gets razzed. His girlfriend, he walks her home. He's on his way back. He's like, he's probably going to go back and go to his place and either drink some more or pull out his own typewriter. But then something very City of Heroes happens, and a cult springs up out of nowhere, hauling a body in a bag, and they're just casually talking about their plans as if no one's around. Like if you guys have ever played City of Heroes, you've ever been like I can't remember the district it was in, but the Circle of Thorns did this. You would just see robed cultists wandering around, casting spells in broad daylight.
Average city life.
Oh yeah. If you were a citizen of Paragon City, this is what you had to deal with. Astro City too, apparently. But yeah, they're just kind of faffing about on some train tracks nearby in a train station, and it's a shark.
It's a shark.
It's a shark that they're cutting open, and they're doing ritualistic things to it, and they're doing something. They have a shark. Where they got it, I don't know. It's not important. But this reporter's like, yeah, okay, this is actually a big scoop. Hell yeah, I have a story. I have no senpai around to like screw me over. So we're gonna do this. And then Silver Agent shows up just in time. How? I don't know. Who cares? He's there. The whole point of him is to be there and to stop this and to deliver the lines. He's there a little too late. They finish the spell, and it
Terrifying.
goes. Yeah, I don't know how else to kind of like what other things to compare it to. Like this isn't like a Sidorak looking being. He reminds me more of the thing from Tron, like the original Tron. Just with
Yeah, very
jagged
Tron,
feet.
very very what's his name from Power Rangers, and honestly, very
Yeah.
early Dormammu
I
as
was saying
well.
Dormammu was that.
Like,
Yes. Yes,
yeah, you think Dormammu
extremely.
these days, and it's mostly, flaming head,
Or
normal sized
I was
guy.
gonna say, for some bad representatives, the Fantastic Four movie, Galactus from that, Parallax
Oh.
from the Green Lantern movie,
Yeah, but this guy's not a fart cloud. He's just a soft glow with a face.
and just like four cultists, like instantly sharkified.
No one wants to be the henchman in the cult. Like that's how they have to indoctrinate you a specific way. They have to like tell you that things are going to be great, your life is going to turn around, and they're not telling you you're going to be the ritual sacrifice. No one is going to willingly sign up for this. These guys they were rubes and they got rubed.
Boobs and robes.
Rubes and absolutely, I love it.
I just love this panel about call them chum.
Yeah, exactly. It's just great. It's like I'm talking to a shark god. How do I piss him off, chum? I like how his helmet is like this guy's very much not high tech at all. He's very low tech. You can see his pupils through the helmet. Very old school Tony Stark. Very Guardian. Very if Captain America wore a helmet, like an actual helmet.
And then we get this like
And
big
then out
splash.
of nowhere, like this is still Honor Guard. Like they don't really do much of a differentiation in like major superhero groups. So we don't have a Justice Society and a Justice League. It's just always the
Well,
Honor
here's the
Guard.
thing, that this is still the Silver Age. So there's mentions in this book of the Golden Age guys. And it's implied that they work together, but like the Justice League was the team of the 50s and 60s and of the 90s. So in that respect it makes sense. And again, it's like you can see some of the people in this are the ones in the current league, mostly with different costumes. I'm a big fan of this Enforcer design. I really like that it's old and bulky, like early Iron Man.
Oh, that is.
It's great. Yes,
I like his like
this
blender hands.
Mark 1. But yet some of these and the names and the themes for these characters too, very much old school stuff. The guy with the red suit, and the domino mask, I think it's Max O'Millions.
That's on the nose.
Then we got one of the original earlier, or I don't know about original, but one of the earlier incarnations of what's her name, Cleopatra.
Yeah, Cleopatra's there.
And then the bouncing Beatnik.
Beatnik, literally.
Who I don't know what his power. I mean, the name suggests he bounces, and if you look at the little like speed lines behind him, he's like Speedball, but he goes to poetry bars and snaps, and oh my god.
I mean, he's also just the Creeper, so whatever it is the Creeper does, that is also kind of vague.
Yeah, he's got that sense of humor going on too. Was it Jaguar? Was it? It's a Leopard Man and Kit Kat. I like that. It's a great name for a cat sidekick is Kit Kat. Star Woman, pretty on the nose. Very, very old school for us, and very old school for the setting. Like this is definitely evoking old imagery.
That's kind of why I saw him as a Batman figure. Like this is the Justice League, so he's like close to Batman. No, this would be more Batman the Catman guy, or Leopard Man, I guess closer. But he made me think of Black Cat. No, the JSA cat.
Oh, God,
yeah, Wildcat.
Wildcat. Yes. This is Black Cat. I guess all fighting.
We don't know much about these characters yet, though. So, like, just looking at like at a glance, getting their name, looking at what they look like, we're trying to like, well, who's the analog of who here?
Nowadays, instantly in one. Crazy, Daddy, yo, crazy.
Yeah, fucking Beatnik.
So much genuine disdain from Beatniks in your voice.
You don't want him to give poetry night with them?
Listen, I dealt with these guys enough when I was growing up. I don't.
You want to go to this poetry bar with them?
No.
They got snapping.
I want Samaritan to throw him into the sun. That's what I want.
Oh
no! I mean, I'm pretty sure he's a good guy, but stop talking, please.
You're like Dullsville, man.
Like for a cat, you're most uncool. This scene is so square it's cube. Like Dullsville, die, perish, burn. I appreciate the humor, but at the same time, oh god, it does psychic damage. But yeah, we get all the banter between them, so we get an idea of what kind of relationship everyone has with each other. It doesn't seem antagonistic.
Yeah.
You find out later that Beatnik and Maximilians or whatever really aren't fond of one another, and I can totally understand that.
Welcome,
But
Tetsu.
here it seems they're all just kind of putting whatever issues they have aside, and they're fighting sharks because that's what's important right now.
Yeah. But that is shark
And
design.
then, oh yeah, they're so good. It's very much what are they called? Street sharks?
Oh yeah.
Very very much street sharks, which was also I think a 90s thing. I totally had bought
Yeah.
these for my children. I don't remember anything about them. Okay.
I mean, yeah, the 90s there's lots of humanoid animals with attitudes
Oh
because of
yeah,
the
yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Biker Mice from Mars, Ninja Turtles, Street Sharks. I'm pretty sure I'm missing a few. But yeah, they're doing a good job. The reporter guy seems hell bent on they're not going to win because well, the heroes are kind of suggesting that there's too many of them, which is I mean they're in the shark god's shark dimension, so yes, there's going to be sharks everywhere.
Get fire sharks in the shark dimension, guys.
Sharks from the shark dimension.
And the reporter's like, "Oh God, we're fucked. We're boned. We're dead." And then this guy,
So
old
cool.
soldier, I love this concept to death. This guy's costume is so mishmashed and so like chronologically out of order. I love it. He suggests he's been in every major conflict on this planet. He's got the sword, probably from the Crusades, even maybe earlier. He's got the modern weaponry, the modern gear. Just I love this to death. Like just an old, ageless soldier going around doing exactly what his name is. He's just an old soldier.
And the
I just,
dates.
it's great.
World War II, World War One, Spanish American War,
Mhm.
Civil War. Like
Yep.
all the big American wars right there.
I mean, look at them boots too.
Those
I'm
are pirate
pretty sure
boots.
that dude. Yeah, that dude was he was on the water. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great.
Like you mentioned
I
Captain
mean,
America.
look at his sleeve. That's very much the sleeve is straight up Captain America's more
Oh
like
yeah. But
his
like when this guy showed up, this reporter was just immediately like, okay, things are if he's here, things are bad. No one's ever seen this guy's his face before. There's no photos of him. We don't really have any like no hard evidence he exists. And that's important to remember is the hard evidence bit. Because he's seeing all this. He's an eyewitness, but he doesn't have a camera on him. He doesn't have a like a tape recorder. None of that stuff was really available to him or widespread. The phones with cameras didn't exist back then, children.
and like yeah, he wouldn't have his news camera on him because
Exactly.
he wasn't out looking for a story. He was out
Story
trying to
found
get
him.
laid.
Yeah.
And just the guy's knowledgeable. Old soldier's like, hey, the altar's the keystone. Break that, guys.
Yeah, he's fought these guys before, you can tell, or he's fought something similar. He's come in contact with some sort of group that did something similar, and he remembered, hey, this is their anchor point. Get rid of it, and then that's it. And so he's relaying that information. Like this guy is not just simply Punisher, who's doesn't like die or he just fights. The dude he's a fount of knowledge and wisdom, and I like that.
Aged.
So yeah, he relays the info. Silver Agent very deftly acts on it, and then they're right back where they were. It just dimensions kind of fix each other, and then it's back to the real world. With the shark corpse still there.
Oh, poor shark. He did it.
Apparently this was Subway. I thought this was a train yard, but yeah, this was the Subway. I keep forgetting this is City. But yeah, so this guy, he's just witnessed like he's kind of like I'd be in shock honestly
Yeah.
if I saw that shark. I'm definitely afraid of the ocean, so if I was in a shark dimension, I'd be probably curled up in a ball somewhere.
Well, at least there wasn't any water in the shark dimension,
Yeah.
you know?
It's very dry dimension.
It's just a shark.
It was a very dry shark dimension, to be honest.
The dry shark dimension as opposed to the moist shark dimension.
Yeah, the scales are probably a little rough now.
But this guy is very much devoted to his work, because as soon as he snaps, like as soon as he comes to his senses and the shock wears off, he is like, I have to write this down, and he immediately goes back to the news anchor, news reporter bar, the newspaper bar. First thing out of his mouth, I need a typewriter, and he goes into workaholic mode. He is going a mile a minute on that thing.
And on the cigarettes.
Oh yeah.
Look at that ashtray just filling up.
Yeah, that dude he is working. He is on a mission.
That's
he
a
has
lot.
He has to relay what he saw, because what he saw happen, they are facts. And that is his job, is to report the facts. And that's what he does. He pounds this thing out, and he goes to work, and he hands it in. The boss is like, "This is great. Can't run it."
Nope.
What? Because you got nothing, man. Like, you may have seen this, but like, we work with like hard facts. There's no evidence. Like, we can't just, you're new. We can't just kind of take you on your word. Like, I'm not saying you're a liar, but man, this is gonna look suspicious, and we have a reputation to uphold. So rewrite it. And so he had to like, revision after revision, and his editor is very patient with him. I'm pretty sure his editor absolutely believes every word, because there's no reason really not to. Like, if he didn't believe him, he wouldn't have like fielded it. He wouldn't have like humored him as much as he has. So he's like, redo it. And then it got to a point where it was probably like barely at all resembling what actually happened. Like, it was more, I think it just ended up being a case of the story
it shows the story on the next page, or
yeah,
page
that's right.
after this one.
It
One detail I like about this page with the editor, just up a little bit, the mug, instead of world's best, it's world's finest.
Yes, I love it. But yeah, the editor's like, yeah, keep redoing it, and the end result had nothing to do with superheroes. It was just a shark corpse was found in the subway.
Oh, hey, Nelson.
Welcome. Probably delayed by a shark.
How you doing, Nelson?
Greetings. Yeah. It's the facts.
And the moral of that story, like, he told this new hire about all that, and the new hire's like, what, why? And then he tells it, like, look, our job, our profession revolves around reporting the facts. This isn't nothing but editorializing. We present the facts, and you need hard evidence to actually like cement something as a fact. And so, yeah, this is why I like this so much. It kind of just grounds everything. You're seeing Astro City from a regular person's point of view, and how they have to handle and process it, and how business has to handle and process it. And it's great.
And all the other stories on the wall are so good. Cape Samaritan saves Challenger. First city to family, goodbye. Who are the experimental? Aliens died by honor guard. These are all like eyes. Like, oh, this would be a good story.
Mm-hmm.
I like the postcards at the ending.
Oh yeah, those are great.
And these just are all good to read. Just letters. I gotta go back and read them in the future, but like, I like that, letters to the editor and stuff are like a thing for comics. You can just read them like, oh yeah, here's my thoughts. It's always fun when you read an old like issue, and he's like, wait a second, that guy's writing for comics now. That letter was like now a comic writer himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you for that. Hydrate.
Good idea.
Next issue. How ominous. This was one of my favorites. Clowns are cool. I'm a big fan of clowns. Like, actually clowns, not like the way the internet takes clowns, but like, circuses are cool.
This is a good take on the clown theme, honestly.
It reminded me of Earth 3 Jokester. Also, just look at the ads we get. Shadowhawk.
Oh my god.
Good old 90s image.
Witchblade.
I mean, that is something very interesting.
No.
Yeah, maybe get Witchblade off screen. I don't know if she's How's TOS doing?
Yeah.
No, there's only a little hint of Underboob. Maybe they won't get
maybe we'll be fine.
Come back next month. We'll be hosting on Towershield's channel for unrelated reasons.
Yeah. Also, just more Alex Ross art.
This is so good. I love this.
I love the chainmail, the Ignite look. So good. Also, sidearm, just top-esque.
Yeah, just gun.
Just gun.
And if you do take him to be a Captain America, the gun is interesting because when Bucky takes over being Captain America later, his
Yep.
sort of defining thing is that yeah, he has gun.
His side neutral is gun. Yeah, there's like the gun right here. Fist. Oh. Next. This one. Look, it's Pennywise. I love it. Because I was saying before, clowns are really cool. They're a noble profession. They want to make people happy. They're goofing around, having a time. They're acrobatic. They're skillful. Tying balloon animals is really hard, and so like, they just kind of crafted that to their own issues of the internet might be. This issue though, pure good japery. It's a good clown. I guess this will be my second issue, and then we have you guys. Right.
Yeah, I'll take 4 and 5 because Tower, you said you especially enjoyed 6 as well. Unless
Yes.
Nelson wants to hop in. Hey Nelson,
Yeah,
if you heard
Nelson,
this before,
You want to pop in?
number 6 is just your origin story.
It literally is. That's what we're talking about that. But yeah, I'll talk to you because like they talk about this is the greatest city in the world. We have heroes. I'm ready to this. No worries, man. No, man. So glad to have
That
you
was
here.
mostly a joke.
Yeah, we're just teasing. But yeah, I like kind of busy. You guys background noise. No worries, man. We're good. Hey, we're noise. I'll take it. That's good. Hey, I've been seen. We've been. We're noise, not smells. Yes, I like the characterization. Like, yeah, this is the sweatshop. It's very like city-esque. Like everything has its own like name. Like, oh yeah, sure, stuff will call it this, but this is the actual name. Around. And it's just like a little, like, kind of slum-esque, like, oh, it's good, there's dirty money here to stolen. I'm not gonna say here, the protagonist of this story, this guy's, like, oh yeah, a lot of legal money, I'm a goon, I'm the average henchman. I'm just out stealing money. I kind of like we get a henchman story about this place, because, like, henchmen in comics are always, like, they're nebulous. They're people, they're just, like, draw men for a hero to punch. But here we're gonna, like, oh, this is actually a guy. I was running.
I mean, this guy isn't even a henchman necessarily. Like, you see the sort of work he does later. He's not the guy in the thematic uniform punching the hero. He is the guy moving a box onto a truck.
He's the lackey. He doesn't get, like, costume privilege.
Like, from the sounds of things, this guy even has, like, an above-board job. He's just like, well, yeah, there's a whole bunch of criminals going around that need stuff loaded onto trucks. I'll take $100 on the side just to move a box for an hour.
Tax-free. It's free money. But yeah, we get this part. You see this guy. Like, people think, oh, Joker clown. No, this guy looks like, kind of reminds me of, like, the Creeper a little, as you mentioned earlier. Or, who's that? Okay, so that DC character, short-looking guy, kind of like a clown, has a parademon. Ragman?
Yeah, Ragman.
Ragman, yeah, kind of reminds me of Ragman.
No, wait, hang on. Ragman is the other guy. I think it's Ragdoll.
Ragdoll. Make it right there. Got it. Got the money.
Yeah, there we go.
Ragdoll-looking guy, and we get to see his face. He needs like a clown, a Jack-in-the-Box cave. I guess a Jack-in-the-Box is his way, but like, face is shown by the henchman. So now someone knows your secret identity. What do? He got doxxed. Oh no, Jack-in-the-Box got doxxed.
Jack-in-the-Box face reveal. He got 500 followers.
It is. Oh, it is great. Effed up indeed. Yeah, like, oh yeah, I know this guy. I can make money off of this. I just saw the Jack-in-the-Box's real face. Look at this awesome spread. Like, I'm gonna pull this up. Look at these, bizarre clown saves hostages. Jack-in-the-Box opposes corruption. I guess something wet. Oh, also the little things. Silver Age quells riot. Wrightsville final vote. This is the time period. All becomes surprise party. And the box trapped in the something dimension. Is a Harley Quinn hero dead? Explosion. Phoenix explosion. Jack's back. Missing hero returns. Beat it, school. Beat it. But yeah, like, this guy's just like pure clownery. Like, extendo fist. Confetti. Like, clown noses. This guy is I love his, like, this is one of my favorite heroes. This is
A Joy Buzzer clown nose sounds painful. I love it.
Thinking about it, I'm pretty sure there was a DC hero as well who was like a clown guy. I know there was Steve Ditko's Odd Man, but I think there was one that was even clownier somehow.
Also, you get this part like, oh yeah, I can get more money. More sweatshop for me. I'm gonna, Mr. Einstein, like, some, like, Pharaoh area, like a royal, like, almost like, hey, I'm at this casino blowing money, I'm rich, I'm having a good time. Just gotta, gotta go sell the story. I like the designs too, just like themed areas, like everyone's in there, like the costume. I like themed things; they're like really good. He's like, he meets his friends. He's like, hey guys, we should like do this. Like, I know this stuff. Wait, no, they're gonna betray me. He's so paranoid. That's the best part of it. His paranoia is insane. Guys,
and the thing is, he's probably not even like wrong necessarily.
No.
These are people hanging out in the hey, this supervillain needs someone to move boxes bar.
This is the crime bar.
Also, clown I was thinking of was Funny Man, created by Siegel and Schuster.
Hey, that's actually really, but yeah, reminds me of the that episode from Justice League, the cartoon, where they see it's that crime bar. I like.
Oh yeah.
I like when like villains have like their own downtime stuff, like their casual. Of which, Jack in the Box doesn't care. We're bursting in. We're going after everybody. You can just waltz in here. This is our place. Breaking the rules. Also, this guy is such like a horrible person. He squealed. He just ratted out somebody who didn't even like do it. You know what? Throwing someone under the bus. Not my problem. What if...
I think he's saying that to himself. It's a little unclear who is. I think he's just like panicked saying his thoughts aloud because like he's after me. Like, who would you be saying that to if you actually fucking meant to say it?
I just said that to get away from the guys. This part.
Oh yeah.
He has a habit of like speaking his mind out. He has no internal monologue.
Yeah. Gotta be. This is like a very weird thing. He reminds me of human Bugs Bunny from the Hanna-Barbera Batman cross.
No.
It looks exactly like him. I mean, actually.
Yeah.
Also,
yeah.
Those were really good comics, but like the Porky Pig Lex Luthor one was hilarious. With like Daffy just like constantly like, deeming him like, hey, insulting him the whole time. Yeah. Sprawling Thrash. These are just like really good sound effects too. I gotta get out of here. I'm leaving. Not my problem. And we get to his like slubby little like apartment. He has a lot of pinup. Also, I just like, yuppies, ruining the character of the neighborhood. Just be a place. Nothing big. Cappuccino. Oh no. The people are, it's no longer, it's more higher class. Oh no, the rent's going up.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, sure, he's like a hedge guy, but at the same time, it does suck to be priced out of a place that you consider home. I agree with him with his anti-gentrification crusade.
They suck the neighbor. They drain the character out of it like vampires. Not in my neighborhood, guys. Not in my backyard. Property of athletic club. I think it's still probably still. Then he sees them. Wait a second. I know this person. That's Jack in the Box. And like, big out to Jack. Jack, Boxinger. Yeah, like that's.
Look at that rat face. Just I want to punch it.
That's just your heroic instincts
Everyone,
talking.
like, look, whenever hero bursts into a random building, they know who the villain is. They know exactly who to punch. Just also, I like it. I like this time period. He goes to a library. Goes to the microfilm. Like that's it's not like, oh, look up on Wikipedia. No, you gotta go to the library.
This was Wikipedia back then.
True. Also, I love this. Just reminds me, this is pure Joker. Like Jack in the Box death machine.
Yes, yes.
Honestly, that is actually Joker. I'm not sure Joker's done this way of murder yet. It's really well done. I mean, like, if looking at villain ways, this is a good way about it. Just thematically wise, good. Yeah, what was his position again? Ah, yes, Zachary Johnson, owner and CEO of small but growing Jay-Z Toys. Huh. Who else would be a good clown villain but a toy owner? Toy factory owner. It's like a
I mean, yeah, very, very Toy Man, the Superman villain.
It'd be like if Batman had was Wayne Tech was all like, where's toys? I want to get a bat gun, a bat pop cap shooter.
Yeah, Bruce Wayne's really gonna make a toy gun.
Yeah. The bat gun. Aw, man. I mean, the Joe Chill special. And here he's talking about just being like a loader. Like, yeah, we're working for the middleman. I like that. Like, the villain name is so apt. So that's all it is. He's just a middleman. He sells contraband. Also, I like that pyramid base. Like, oh yeah, this is like a faction.
I think Pyramid's like Cobra in this setting.
Yeah.
They got confiscated, but they fell off a truck. He'll have to pay us more if we know it's important. Yeah, that's a good point. Like, hey, if you know that cargo actually matters, yeah, you have to actually pay more. But no, it's just boxes. And, of course, out of there, we got our clown hero, which I love the Joy Buzzer nose. It's like, I've never seen that before. It's like, as a way of, I mean, Joy Buzzer hand, sure, but nose.
There are so many nerve endings in that area of the face that a Joy Buzzer that's set correctly will knock you the fuck out.
I was gonna kill you, but
possibly kill you. Yes.
It's fine. Everyone doesn't know kill, right? Right?
Sure.
Yeah. We're all heroes. Nothing will kill them. Also, he actually escapes it. You know, I gotta go. I don't. No. Okay, go to the Deacon. Well, no, and then like he keeps being paranoid. He's like, oh yeah, if I go to the Deacon, he'll just beat it out of me. He won't save me. He'll kill me and beat it out of me. Which yeah, that's a bit rough. Mobster boss style. So he's just no. Okay, I know the identity. What do? A flash to the past when we first saw him. The kid, innocent. This place is the best. Imagine, he thought he liked the hero. I don't want to ever live anywhere else. And then we see Quarrel, which I thought was the Green Lantern looking person. It's actually kind of cool. Like, I guess this is the more the Batman-esque, like grappling hooks.
Like,
yeah, I have a hard
archer.
time placing.
She's the archer without a bow.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's like, you know what? Maybe I'm safe. You know what? Screw it. We're getting out of here. I'm leaving Astro City. I am too paranoid for this place. I'll hide in Alaska. No one's ever gonna go to Alaska, right? We learned a few issues. Some place gets destroyed there, so hopefully it wasn't there. This is just one town. This is a country. I'm just gonna leave. So I like that. Like, someone knows the identity of a hero. He's like, you know what? I'm just gonna pretend I never don't know this stuff. I'm out of here.
He's a guy that they established that like he liked heroes. Like the first one he saw was Jack in the Box, and he went from like generally liking clowns to being deathly afraid of the same clown, and then had to leave the city.
He went from his hometown to like it's his hometown. It's like, yeah, the city's changing. Yuppies are getting everywhere. Character being drained. He has like the college stuff, like him being here. He's like, you know what? I have to leave. I can't do this. Also,
another thing I think is really good about that one is like realistically, yeah, there are gonna probably be some people that see a hero changing in an alley, and I think it's a good breakdown of why, even if someone did see that, they probably wouldn't do anything with it, because how do you turn that information into money if you're just some guy? You don't.
Like, if you saw Bruce Wayne's Batman, what would you do? You're shutting up. I mean, probably, right? Like, I don't know. You go to Twitter, say Batman's Bruce Wayne, but then we have the time Batman was on a forum talking about that.
Yeah. I mean, even
Hal Jordan.
Even then, you get that sort of case where it's where Lex Luthor took over Wally and it was like, yes, now I'll remove my mask and find out who the secret identity of the Flash is. He takes off, and Wally West is just some guy who's like, I don't know who this is.
Who is this guy?
Who am I?
Also, Chamber of Horrors. That's actually really good. The Alliance. Together. At last. Also, I want this shirt. $20? Oh, that's actually small through extra XXL. I mean, $17 for 100% cotton? I mean, I would get this shirt. It's pretty good. I mean, shirts to me are more like sleeping wear, because I just like bundle into them and like sleep in like the pile. Because I don't have a body for these kind of things. I just like to, like, kind of exist in them.
Just telekinetically like lift it all up.
I could do it that way.
It's pretty on point that the egg lays in a nest.
Yeah. I like these little, like, comfy, like sleeping bags. That's the way I treat most, like, human clothing. There's something good out of it. I wonder if it still work. Probably not. No, I gotta clip this out. Let's do it. Egg. Egg dress. Egg. Zip egg. Egg. Oh no, my details. Oh no, sorry. Ignore that. Also, this Alex Ross image is so good. Also, like a very old-timey clown. If you like looking at clown eras, he very reminds me of just like Depression. As I said, Depression for a clown. The suit's a lot more like not that way, but like the face itself is very simple. I really annoyed that John Wayne Gacy ruined clown. Like, he wasn't even doing that stuff as a clown. That was a side thing he did. So many people have ruined clowns, but like, so cool. I like the shoes though, like the little like rings.
Are you just biased because they have that egg library for clowns?
I am not biased because that is a wonderful noble part of clownhood, is the clown egg registry. Yes, those that have not heard of that, every professional clown will have their face painted upon an egg, and that'll be their official trademark clown design. Because every clown has different like face paint. Okay, you can copy them, but like legally, if you're like a professional clown, it's a big faux pas. I mean, don't copy other clowns. You have to. I mean, there's like the stereotypical like regular ones, like it's like public domain, as it were, of clownness. But clowns have specific designs. Actually, I have that image saved. Actually, I can pull it up right now. I mean, I'll post it to you guys first, because I'll put in the comic one. But yes, every clown has their own little like. There we go. I'll post it on the show. Put it out real quick. Yes, I have this saved always for perpetuity whenever I need to bring it up. Because look at all those clowns. Yes, so
I like the one that clearly has a prosthetic forehead or something, so they added more eggshell to the egg.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, that's why clowns are cool. They know the wonder of eggs. Like, okay, we need to draw our makeup designs, so they're all trademark. Well, we use that's easy and simple. Because a big full face would be a lot of makeup. Eggs are small, but on an eggshell. So they did, and that's why the clown registry is a real thing. It's actually owned by a pair of clowns themselves. So it's very part of that. How they keep record of all the professional ones? The professional ones register with them. That's part of like the copyright trademark stuff. Like they're the owners. Like, hey, we're the database. So if you need an example, both of us to say no, you're copying me. I registered this face design like 5 years ago. You're the copycat. Stop infringing my trademark. Because clowning is very like the entertainment is like the costumes are like very much so like they do a lot of work themselves for it. It's design wise like super. Like I know some guys started copying Batman's costume. You know Wayne Enterprise beyond that. Get the Wayne Tech lawyers.
Yeah.
Get the Wayne Tech lawyers to offer a job. Batman Inc. is back in business.
Oh man, let's go.
Oh no.
Oh man, I really need just like I have this like a big backlog I mentioned. I need to do a big like Batman read from all that stuff, like the whole epic. Yeah.
Oh, if you haven't read that before, then yeah, that's definitely a good time you've got ahead of you.
But yeah, this image itself is just like, this is how he sees it in his mind. Ominous killer clown. And it's like, no, the dude's just silly. He's having fun.
Yeah, very much a Spider-Man, but that bar scene is very Daredevil. Daredevil,
Oh yeah.
Daredevil loves to just bust into bars and wreck the shop.
Now we are at issue 4. The striking, flying, like, hot girl-esque kind of thing, but it's yours, it's yours.
Yeah, so yeah, issue 4, issue 4 is probably... it's difficult to say it's my favorite, because some of the messages in it, I'm not sure how much I agree with. But at the same time, a lot of the things that it does is very interesting.
Shadow Hill looks so cool.
Yeah, Shadow Hill is excellent. So it starts off with this girl here talking about her morning routines, and she lives in the horror. She lives in like the horror book section of the city.
It's Silent Hill.
It's not even Silent Hill. It's just like Sanctum Sanctorum spread out across a whole neighborhood.
Pretty much.
In the shadow of Mount Kirby.
Yeah, in the shadow of Mount Kirby, and that is the home of the first family who do show up in this issue. They're Fantastic Four analogs, but there's also they get some focus in later Astro City runs, and you see there's more to them than just being the Fantastic Four.
I like Beastman Namor.
Oh yeah, Beastman Namor was wonderful. So yeah, so she's talking about her wolfsbane, her crosses, her sigils on the door, all that. All the demons that just wander around the streets at night, being pushed back by the sun, hanging out in the shadows.
As you were. And this hero.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so Hanged Man is pivotal to one of my absolute favorite issues of the entire Astro City thing. We're not covering it today, unfortunately. But Astro City half, that's the number.
That one.
It's 1/2.
1/2. That was such a good read too.
Yeah. So yeah, he's pivotal to that. He's kind of like the Spectre, I would say, and it makes sense that I like him because I also love the Spectre. But yeah, so he just hangs out. There's demons walking the streets. You need a fucking freak that just hangs out in the middle of the crossroads, just looking at them. So yeah, so she gets on the bus. This is her routine. She makes the little jokes to the bus driver, same as always, and then goes down from the hill into the city at large. And it's like, well, I live in this dark old. The buildings in here are cold. Like, no matter what you do, there's gonna be a draft. You're living in the horror book zone. Like, you're living in the house of mystery. But then yeah, she goes down into Astro City, the nice gleaming. This is the superhero books. This is what happens down here.
This is what's like with
you
John
see Winged Victory flying around with crooks.
This was John Costume's like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I was in England recently. It's very much like that when you go there. You walk into England, you see the tentacled creatures hanging around in the shadows. You say, "Hello, royal family."
Sorry, that's gosh, man. I need to drink. I need some egg whites. Sorry, give me a second. I'll compose myself.
He nearly scrambled the egg.
It did. I cracked up at that. Yeah, safeguards with the fancy font.
Yeah, the nice gothic font. Very, very good. I mean, the lettering in this book generally, like, it's nothing too fancy, but there's a few little touches to it that I really enjoy. Like, back in the Silver Agent issue, when they're whispering, the text is like a light gray instead of the full black, and I enjoy that. That's a nice little thing. So yeah, you see all the bus chatter. People are talking like, oh yeah, Demolition broke out of jail. There's some guy called Jackhammer, the Unholy Alliance, you know. They're just dropping these names.
Savage Tuesday.
Yeah, like this is the bus talk when you live in a superhero universe. Then you see Winged Victory flying past. As you can see by the design, very Wonder Woman. Like, this is... I mean, interestingly, Wonder Woman didn't have so much of the wings back when this came out, but then 1984, she does have that golden wingsuit that is very this.
Oh, that one.
1984 didn't happen.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah, it's true. It got cancelled. You know, WB, they're canceling a lot of things. Funny they canceled that movie. I saw promo material. She had an outfit that looked like this. Then they deleted the promo material. It never happened.
What are you talking about? I love the train chatter about heroes. Like, you get some Marvel civilians in this issue.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I think Astro City does a good job of balancing the types of civilians. Like, you see these ones saying, "Hey, it's a little suspicious that she's running all these schools and shelters and things." And then someone else says, "What are you talking about? She's a hero. You're insane. Shut up."
Yeah.
And another thing I like, oh, what's her name? That's probably a good idea if we're talking about this. But yeah, so she sees Winged Victory, she sees Wonder Woman, she's like, yeah, I can go and make it in the big city. I can go and live the life that I want to lead, and that's good.
I can be a horror character in a look, I can be fine with it. I won't go wrong.
Yeah. And then you get lovely Art Deco building.
Towering. I like the giant clock.
Oh, I didn't know.
Grant Miller.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's like Alan Grant, Frank Miller, Conroy. I did say that, and I was trying to work out if they were all references, but McConnell and Ingersoll, I can't think of who those would be. So it is possible that it's to... Yeah, Kevin Conroy, I'm sure that's it.
That's it.
But yeah, so she's working at a law firm. Another iconic superhero job, really.
Or seeing the lounge with their own hands. You have like She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Is this a new She-Hulk thing going on?
It sure is.
Yeah.
So yeah, here we see basically this universe's version of Sue Storm. Unlike Sue, she doesn't have powers. She's just a high-powered lawyer, and she's got this brooch to call in.
I thought
call in the first family.
I thought the Sue Storm analog was in the second volume, the lady that with name with.
Well, yeah, the first family's kind of complicated.
Multiple. They got multiple. It's like Fantastic Four, but four, like plus a few more.
Yeah. Yeah, the first family, we're not gonna get too much more into them with the set of issues we're talking about. So yeah, they're the Fantastic Four in that they're very Kirby inspired. They're very family focused as a group. Yeah. But then the details change quite a lot. So yeah, as you can see, she's got a little golden talisman that she wears, you know, on her front. Then you look at her; she's got her cross that she's wearing on her chest because that's what helps her in the neighborhood that she's used to. And then her co-workers are like, "Oh, you live up on Shadow Hill. That's scary. I couldn't live there. Not me. Not Shadow Hill.
Like vampires there.
Oh." I really love the thing about the vampires. Oh yeah, there's some. They're not as bad as you'd think. You know, maybe they drink the rats, but that's okay.
You know, sometimes, you know, you have to get some garlic out. It's just street smell like garlic. They won't bother you. Fine.
Get your garlic at Shadow Hill. It's cheap.
Garlic
I
and
mean,
wood steak for some
very,
reason.
very generous imagining of how things would work. To me, I feel like business would make garlic more expensive in Shadow Hill, because what are they gonna do? Not buy it?
They got the best garlic bread there. Like,
Oh, they do. There's
you have
a
to go
part
there.
later on in this issue where they describe the smells of Shadow Hill, and it's like, oh, that sounds good. I want to hang out there.
Yeah.
12
Horrorland.
noon.
Yeah.
12 noon. Leave
Yeah.
immediately.
When the sun's starting to dip, we're out here. You start seeing the hangman, we're gone. You get the family dynamics.
Yeah. So she gets offered an apartment in the city, moved down out of Shadow Hill and into. And like, look at the architecture of this house they're living in. This is straight up the House of Secrets, I think.
It's a manor.
Yeah, they're living in a manor, and the manor is also very like it. This is the background of every horror book. In the foreground, there's some lady in a ripped up dress going, "Oh no, not the house!" And then the house is back there. There's lightning. You can see it.
That's just Aunt Sally. She's neighborhood grandma.
So yeah, this is the part that I'm less sure about in my enjoyment of this issue. The part where it's like, oh yeah, don't leave your hometown. Instead, do the hometown things. Do what you're used to. And it's like, I mean, in this scene, she's still like, oh, I don't know that I agree with them.
Stick to your roots. Scary out there. Do what you know.
Yeah. So yeah, then this next sequence does some world building, explains that, hey, that Astro City logo you've been seeing, the rocket ship in the atomic whatever that is,
Atom
the
diagram.
electrons.
Yep.
Yeah, that's actually it's a beacon. It's a big thing. It lets the superheroes know what's up. It communicates the information visually, and it's like, hey, that's cool. That's a nice little world building touch. And then you get some more nice little world building touches. She's talking to her grandma. The grandma's saying, and this is what this plant does. And here's how to talk to ghosts, but we won't do that till you're older. And I really like that. I like that view of magic and of like, it's just like, yeah, it's little things that you can learn.
Grandma's a witch, as it is.
Then this dream sequence is fucking wonderful.
Yeah.
Like the horror elements, the tentacles, they're coming together.
Fire.
The superheroes, they can't help. Winged Victory, how's she gonna comprehend that? And then she wakes up out of breath. She's freaking out because she's just had this horrible nightmare. The inspiring Winged Victory hasn't helped. She's been eaten up by her fears and doubts. So she continues the routine. You know, windows, crucifix, door plate.
A room plate.
Yeah, that's a detail I like. It's like, oh, the room plate's getting a little dull. I'll need to fix that up.
That's a breakfast.
You get the breakfast at the local place.
Those donuts look so
you see
good.
the hanged man. God, yeah, that's the trouble with this issue, is that I read it and I'm like, I would like a bagel, thank you.
Oh, Atlas, a hydrate, thank you. Anyone? Get some...
Oh yeah, good
Let's
idea.
get some Shadow Hill water. I'm sure there's nothing bad in it.
So this scene for me with the hangman, like when we originally are introduced to him, like she greets him, but she makes it a point to say that he never really responds or acknowledges anyone else's presence.
Yeah.
And then when he does,
yeah,
it's like,
well,
what's going on?
When
this breaks the routine.
When we see him in the half issue next volume, and that part about dreams here, her having the dream before this, really, it makes more sense now.
Yeah, and It's just such a good shot. Like, the Hangman's design is so excellent for how simple it is, and this big shot of just the eyes, it's like, oh wow,
Looks at me.
okay. So, oh god, the Hanged Man looked at me. The Spectre has acknowledged my presence. This can't be a good sign, but I don't know what it means, because he doesn't do that, ever. And so she's like, I did all my rituals correctly, what could be going wrong? I did everything right. And then you get back into the bus chatter. Again, mentioned the Unholy Alliance, someone called Flamethrower this time. Something's going on in the Quad Cities. And it's like, okay, well, I'm overthinking things. You know, I had this bad dream, but I've done all my rituals, and I don't want to be scared anymore. I want to embrace life. I want to do what I want to, claim my own place in the world. And so, yeah, and then here she is. She's like, "Hey, about that apartment, is it still going?" "Yeah, of course." And then Rumble. You're in a superhero book.
Yep.
Uh-oh, there's the supervillain team.
Attention, Penderbeck Plaza. You've been scheduled for demolition. I love these guys. They look.
Yeah.
These guys are so fucking doofy. They're great.
Yeah, very big wrecking crew energy, which does make them a Thor level threat for some reason.
Guy with fire, a big guy, whip.
The big guy's name. I cannot get over the big guy's name. We'll save it though.
Oh yeah, okay. So, everyone's freaking out, but you've got your Storm analog there. She knows what to do. This has happened to her before. This is like, come on, we'll go down here. They've cut the telephone lines. I have my talisman here. I can get out of this situation.
My Jimmy Olsen watch.
Yeah.
We'll see why he's a big guy. We'll see. Yeah, she knows the rules. It's comic books are the same every issue. She knows it.
Yeah. So she calls in the first family. Meanwhile, down in the plaza, they're just making a mess. They're just wrecking shit for fun. Oh, interesting. This doesn't show the spread properly.
Is it actually a full spread?
Well, this top row is. I guess it doesn't really matter, but yeah. So you can see Glowworm's tail in this first page continues into his body in the second one. And they're just kind of wrecking stuff, and it's like, well, why are they wrecking stuff? We don't know. Demolita blames Miss Conroy, who was the DA who put her boyfriend in jail. Oh no, put her in jail. Glowworm thinks the whole city is to blame for making him that. Spice claims that the police had murdered her ex-partner Sugar. Maybe someone just paid them, who knows? But then, it doesn't matter why they're doing it. You're still in a building that's being attacked by 5 lunatics with superpowers.
And the Fantastic Four! Fs.
Yeah. And yeah, very, very Fantastic Four design. Great design on them. And I love their, like, Kirby Energy Fantasticar, sort of XP thing. Just put everyone on a big sled and bring them over.
That works. I like how.
So yeah, Yep. No.
The talisman that's constantly rephrased every issue, like every panel. It's like connecting the magic to the reality.
Yeah. And hey, we made it. We're outside. Great. And I really like. It's a strange thing to mention, but I like how, like, plain this shot is. Like, yeah, they've made it. They're back in normalcy. Oh, big superhero action. It's not normal. You're still under attack.
Yeah.
And then.
Blade Man. I mean.
Yep. So yeah, big guy saying some worrying things. Her protections, they're for the supernatural. That's not what this guy is. The crucifix isn't gonna do anything. This is just a man who is raw meat.
Then he's gone.
I thought it mentioned his name on this page, but it doesn't. And then yeah,
later on,
then you get the Kirby dots.
Oh,
it comes up.
Kirby dots. That's very apt.
And then
There,
here he is.
it says it
He's
at the
Nick
bottom.
first. Oh, at the bottom?
Yeah, bottom
Oh,
panel.
yeah, there it is. Cool. Yeah.
Slamburger.
The guy
Slamburger.
is made of ground beef, and his name is Slamburger. Who? I love whoever came up with this. This is so fucking dumb.
Oh my
It is
goodness.
perfect.
He's ground beef. That's also
And then, yeah.
I love the thing.
Yeah.
Or I guess he's like a
Oh, yeah,
reptile
the thing analog here is excellent. The dinosaur man. This entire shot is just great. Like, you've got Flamethrower here being completely kitty prided. You've got this old dude with some weird ray gun. You just immediately know what he's about. You've got this other old dude with a different kind of ray gun making a quip, and it's like, okay, well, he's a Ben Grimm if Ben Grimm was just a guy still. Just a lot of great stuff on this page. Very busy, and all of it's just really cool.
constant super going.
Yeah, and it's like, well, you know how this story ends. It was in the papers,
Yeah.
but
Little
what the
detail.
papers?
A little
Yeah.
detail. If you scroll up a little bit, the villain on the left side there in the power armor. Again, remember this is the '90s. What sci-fi movie came out
Oh
in the
god,
'90s
yeah.
Oh!
that had a?
Very aliens.
Yeah, come on now.
Come on, yeah.
That's very Ripley and a power loader.
I see it. The Unholy Alliance was captured, but of course, Flamethrower escaped.
Yeah, yeah, and then it's like, you know how this story ends. It's in the papers, but also it's just every comic book. But then what the papers and the comics don't show is that, yeah, Nick first personally took me to the field hospital, to the first aid. And they don't show the details of him. They don't show the crow's feet or the scars, or that he's just a guy underneath everything. And he's not just a name in the news. He's just a guy doing things. And so she gets mended up. She thinks about things. The city center, it might look shiny, it might look special, but it's just a place. It's the same. There's good things and there's bad things here, just like there's good things and bad things at home. And at home, I understand it. I know the magic, I know the spells, I know the incantations that will keep me safe in my home. But in the city, I don't know the rules, and that puts me at risk.
These are so beautiful.
Yeah. And so here she is, sitting back in the horror book. It's the witching hour.
You can see the things
And
in the
then,
shadows.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Full of ghouls, full of mist. Where's the mist coming from? Doesn't matter. And then the next day, well, because her office building got destroyed, so it's like, well, yeah, they've set up a temporary office. They've given me a few days of stress leave, but I don't need it. I don't need to go and force myself to be part of that world. I am a character in a horror book, and I know how to live with that. So she goes into the butcher shop that her parents mentioned before, and no longer help wanted. She took the job. And that's the part of this issue that's like, if it's just rules that you can learn, I feel like I mean, there's good stories to be told about staying with what you know, and there's good stories to be told about, broadening your horizons. But it does seem a little strange that she's like, oh, it's all just rules, it's all just people. And then she's like, well, I can't be bothered learning rules, so I guess I'll just stay in the fucking spooky dimension.
That cathedral in the background, is that the cathedral I think it is?
Oh.
That shows up later.
I think so, because that's one thing that's really good about Astro City, is that a lot of things just show up. Like, I don't think that Kurt Busiek wrote all 17 volumes before publishing issue 1, but he definitely knew a lot of the elements that he wanted to incorporate and dropped hints early. Like, there's... Yeah?
I was say about the issue, but your topic.
Yeah, like, there's references to the Confessor already, and there's references to the First Family, even back in issue 2. And a lot of the stuff that they mention about poor doomed Silver Agent, that actually comes up in later series, The Dark Age. That sort of goes over the whole fall of Silver Agent, and that's very good stuff.
I was gonna say I found this like intriguing because it's a rare balance to the like a lot of stories how like the go out and learn new things. I don't think not learn things, how but like go out, leave them, and explore the new. Kind of nice to have a balance of it. Sometimes it's okay to just stay home. You don't have to be the explorer.
Yeah.
You can go, And in some ways, it's also okay to her. Astro City was like this glorious looking like it's like gold. It's platinum. It's very fancy. No, wait, this is just people. This is not ideal. She loses the idealization of them. Like, oh yeah, this is just people. Like, it's not like glorious. It's Astro City. Place. It's like our place.
Yeah.
She's like, maybe it's not glamorous. I can stay home. But it's not glamorous. Like, look, the city doesn't have a cool looking guy with stares at the monsters. I think that's pretty cool about this place. Also, a butcher shop. She gets some free food. I mean, I wouldn't question what the meat from, but that's besides the point, right?
It's very fitting she goes to a butcher shop after nearly getting assaulted by someone made of ground beef.
Oh yeah.
Fitting. Let's get another Astro City postcards. Let's see what's the drawing for this one. Let's scroll down. Ah, there we go. The first family. Look at all these guys.
I really love that thing that the old dude is holding.
That's such a...
Like it's a gun, but it's also like
it's just a brick of technology.
Yeah, it's just like, will he shoot you with this, or will he simply smack you over the head?
It has just no roundness to it. All pure, just like lines.
The guy in the middle, what is in the pipe?
Science.
Oh yeah,
Just pure raw science.
You can trust scientists to make substances, and then ride bicycles. And if you've read Morrison's Doom Patrol or know the history of certain substances,
oh no.
And they're thinking a lot of being a reptile dude.
Yeah, I love the first family. They're so good. They get a few spotlight issues later on, but
Next volume.
In the next volume, but also like later on. The thing is, some of the characters in Astro City are so good. You're like, oh, I wish you just had 300 issues to read.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, lovely Ross cover being on the bus and seeing the heroes fly by.
So, you said you didn't want the Wing Victor.
Yeah, I'll take this one.
No, I thought that was next issue. The Wing Victor.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I'll take 5, then Towershield can do 6.
I thought 6 was the issue you didn't want.
Oh, wait, hang on. I thought he did want it. Towershield, which issue do you want?
I'll take this one because I very much disagree with with what's her face.
Yeah, so that's what I thought.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that out there right now. I don't like Wing Victory one bit. She reminds me too much of my ex-wife.
Oh.
Oof. Yeah. So then you go. You get this fun with the alien dude.
That's fine because this guy on the cover, Crackerjack, this dude's fucking great. I like this guy.
I had some Cracker Jacks the other day. Prices in them suck now.
I haven't had a box of Cracker Jacks in so long. I'm gonna refrain because I remember when they were packaged differently. I'm moving on. All right, so we are on issue 5. This is this cover art is fantastic. Alex Ross is like phenomenal. I can't really sing that guy's praises enough. This one starts off a little weird. It's got a kind of storybook.
It is weird how like Christmassy this first page looks.
Like a Christmas story, Carol, yeah.
Yeah. You look at this guy and you think, well, is it okay? So it's very much Christmas themed. Is he meant to be